Meeting will come to order. As you all know, December's always a big meeting. Tonight's going to be extremely long and big. We have a lot of things to consider. Ask that you all be respectful of each other's time. The board is up here as volunteers. Please be respectful of our time as well. Would we please stand and salute the flag, followed by the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Father, we thank you for today. Appreciate the abundance of sunshine today and appreciate the rain the past week or two. We'd like it to be a little warmer, but we understand it's that time of year. Please bless this community, bless the members. We ask that you guide us in all the things we say and do. Amen. Has everybody had a chance to read the previous minutes?
Yes.
So I'll take a motion to approve those.
Make a motion we approve the last minute.
Second.
Who made the motion? Okay.
Lauren, Mike. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Financial report.
Okay, financial report. Should have a copy up there for you to look at. Again, we're looking at the back page, the total. We were supposed to be at $12,585 for the year. We are down about $1,862, so we're not where we should be. We're in pretty good shape on tank pumping. Again, snack bars way over budget already. We're supposed to be at $35,000 negative. We're at $88,000. The golf course, we're supposed to be at $36,000 negative. We're at $71,000, so we're almost double. The assessments, or the other category, we're in pretty good shape there. We're supposed to be at $615,000 for the year, and we're at $632,000, and we probably will get some more payments in December. People paying their assessments for the new year. Administrative, we're supposed to be at $237,000, and we're at $247,000, so we're a little bit over there for the year. Security, $35,000 for the year. We're at $28,000, so we're in pretty good shape there. Bathhouse, we're supposed to be at $10,800, and we're $13,000, so we're over on that one. The pool, we thought we'd lose $2,500. We're down $3,100. That shouldn't change at all. General maintenance, we're supposed to be at $233,000. We're only at $146,000, so we're way under budget there, so that's good. That's helping us out. Code enforcement, $2,340 negative, and we're at $1,776, so we're in pretty good shape there. And miscellaneous, we're going to be at $27,000. We're at $41,000. So again, net for the year, we were going to be about $12,500 up, and we're right now $1,862 down. So it depends on what happens in the month of December. We'll get some more assessments in, we'll have some more expenses. It should be pretty close.
Any questions from the board? Okay.
All
Assistant
right.
Manager.
All right. As stated in the last meeting, all statements for 2023 assessments were sent out by November 1st. We have completed the newsletter, and the last of them got put in the mail today. If you have not received either of those by the end of next week, please reach out and let us know so we can make sure that you have your copy. I would like to say thank you to everyone who gotten us the information and dates we needed for all the different schedules that we included in the newsletter. We do have 3 candidates running for the open board position for Sugar Valley. The candidates are Angela Cummings, Ashley Ensign, and Mark Rector. Angela and Ashley will be speaking later on in the meeting. And then I just want you to be sure you guys get your ballots turned in no later than the annual meeting for that position on who you're voting for. And we are still getting a lot of payments on next year's assessments. We're also still receiving a lot of the contact update information, which is great, because again, with the updated contact, we're able to reach all the members with updates when needed. We have been working with Touch Bistro, and that's for our point of sale system for both clubhouses. We've got the menu set up in the system, and they've trained us on how to make changes. They'll be coming and installing that new system in the next week or two, and we'll go live with it January 20th. And again, we're really excited for this new system. It'll be a better way to track food costs, labor, inventory, and really track those items to make sure that we're charging what needs to be charged and that everything is in line. We've had several building permits getting approved and several coming in, and I just wanted to remind those for Sugar Valley and Lynn County, if you're turning in a building permit, I do need your permit for the county before we can move forward with it. You have to have a county one approved. For code violations, I've sent out a total of 69 letters for the winter storage permits on the campers. So far, 21 of those 69 have been resolved, and I've been contacted by several other members who will have them resolved by the first of the year. So for total this year, we've had 87 winter storage permits purchased. And I did mention in the last meeting we were going to have a hearing. That one got resolved, but we do have another hearing scheduled for after this meeting. As far as other code violations, I don't have anything to speak about at this time. We did have our code violation officer resign, and I've been tied up in the office with the newsletter and the end of the year paperwork, but I plan on getting back out in the next couple of weeks to start taking a look at some things, so I will have a better report on those next month. And then for the golf course, we've still been working with Brad Wagner. We're working on winterizing it this week. He feels that we've had plenty of moisture, and with the upcoming forecasted temps, that it was time to winterize the irrigation system. And he still also feels like we're on track for the greens to be back this spring. So, and that's all that I have.
Any questions?
I have one. Can I, on the ballots, when you vote, if somebody owns more than one lot, do you get that many more votes?
Yep.
Yes, you get a vote per
You just put
lot.
like ×3 or ×5?
It has a place on there for how many lots you have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
and that
okay.
will be in the, there is a ballot in the newsletter when you get it, and it also will tell you how you can submit it and all that information. But if you have any questions, just reach out to us and we'll
Okay,
help you
thank
with
you.
it. Yeah.
When is that mailed out?
The last of them got put in the mail today, so they've been mailed out all this week. We started them on Monday. I know some have already received theirs, but the last of them went in the mail today.
Okay.
We have no manager's report. Steve is ill, so that's going to kind of limit some of our discussion tonight. Did he have?
I just have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious, having to do with the permits for trailers and all. At one point they talked, and I don't think they should be, but at one point they were talking about the people that own trailers on their, next to their houses still have to get a sticker. Is that true or not?
Yep.
Yes, that is true. The way it's written in our bylaws and our covenants and restrictions is on a building lot, the campers are not allowed after the camping season. And so the winter storage permit is the way to get around that, where you don't have to send it off to store it.
When I asked for questions just now, it was from the board, not from
Oh, I'm
open
sorry, somebody else
forum.
asked
So
questions.
I know, I'm not picking on you, Sandy,
okay, I get
but I'm just
that.
saying,
I started.
we're not taking questions from the floor. This is from the board. But we do not have a manager's report. I don't see on here, okay, the budget's on, clear it, never mind. So,
So
Angela,
are you just going to tell us that you're not going to answer any of our questions tonight?
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Is
When we get to open forum, I'll be glad to listen to you talk.
We just have a question. All of us members want to know how Tracy got in without even our knowledge. We didn't get to vote, we didn't
That's
get our
not to
say.
be discussed now.
I'm just asking how she can speak on behalf of Steve Spencer tonight. I deserve that answer.
She's not speaking on behalf of Steve Spencer, she's
Well,
speaking as an
she
assistant
did the whole
manager.
thing as Steve. So I just want to know why you aren't going to answer our questions tonight.
I didn't say, but
We deserve an answer.
How many meetings have you been to follow the fucking program here? God damn.
okay, no.
Wow.
Is Angela Cummings here? Is Angela here? Angela's not here? Ashley, would you like to stand and talk about yourself?
Hi, everyone. So, my name is Ashley Ensign, and I am running for the open board position. Me and my husband and our 2 kids moved here about a year ago into Sugar Valley and are full-timers. So, I'm currently the board president of my company, Yellow Freight. I don't know how many people are familiar with that company, but so I'm very familiar with being on board and what I think I can bring to the board into Sugar Valley, into the Hidden Valley Lakes, is being nonprofit. I find ways to raise money that doesn't require everybody to have to pay extra for anything. So I know that we've heard, just over the year that we've been here, lots of different things that are going on with the lakes, and some of them are the roads and different things like that, mostly the roads. So I know that, income is one of the main things that is a factor in a lot of what we need. And so I just know that maybe I can help in those kind of areas by looking at different ways to bring different income in. I know that they're changing a lot of the menu, or trying to change the menu possibly with the new kitchen and things of that nature, which could bring in different ways to bring in different types of income. So that's just most of my bio's in the newsletter that's coming out. So some of the things that are not in there is just some of the things that I can bring, which are I've been with nonprofit, I've been able to raise money, I've been able to help those sort of things, and that's just what I think I can help with in this thing.
May I ask you, if for some reason you don't get in,
Yes.
are you still willing to try to help with
Yep.
fundraisers and
Yep.
things like
So,
that? So it's
yeah.
not just if you get it, then you will, but if not,
Nope.
Okay.
And you can ask Brittany, we've had many conversations about the clubhouse before they changed it out, because I would go up there a lot after I get off from work. I don't get off until 4:30, so now it's hard for me to get up there beforehand, but yeah, we've had a lot. Just because I'm that kind of person, I love making different events. I know that we do a lot of different events in which I want to get more involved in.
awesome.
And so, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's all I
It
wanted.
doesn't, yeah, it's just getting on the board would not change that.
Okay, awesome work.
Getting on the board, so,
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, under old business, we have the Sugar Valley outlet pipe. You got some information on that about divers and bids and whatnot, Tracy?
Yeah, I did get the original quote extended out to January 1st. That's as far as they could extend it out, but they said after our meeting I could contact them and they could extend it out further. On the back side of that quote that I laid out there for
They will
you
extend
guys.
it past January 1st?
Yeah, currently it's till January 1st,
Okay.
but they said that I could contact them and then they could extend it out further, but they can only do it in so many days at a time.
Until the first, and then it can be extended?
Yes. So, and then we did get a quote from Kansas Commercial Dive Services, which is on that second page of that quote. So their travel to the dive site is the $125 an hour of travel and $400 an hour with a 2-hour minimum.
450.
Or sorry, $450. And I did speak with Steve today because he was the one who talked about this, and they do have the equipment needed
To plug
to
the pipe.
plug the pipe.
Awesome. That's included in this price.
I mean, upon reading it, it looks like their equipment and stuff will be added
Okay.
to the invoice.
Just so everybody knows, the bid for Meyer to do the pipelining is $104,275. And as you heard, the bid from Kansas Commercial Dive Services is $125 an hour for travel, $450 an hour for diving, 2-hour minimum. They're expecting that dive to end up costing us $5,000 is what the estimate is. So we're looking at 110 or up for that.
Dave, that don't include the valve or the handle?
Well, in Meyer, it says replacement of 12-inch clay valves.
Oh, it does not include the
But
valve. or
it
the handle,
includes
yeah.
labor and material to replace valves, does not include valve stem riser to the top of the outflow pipe. And I don't know, I mean, we don't have one on it now, and we don't have one on the one here at Hidden Valley. So I don't know that you're required to have the stem riser to pass inspection. The only reason that valve is there is in case we have to lower the level of the lake. It's not an overflow valve or anything like that. It's if you need to emergency lower the level of the lake so that you can work on the dam or something like that, okay? So the water's not going to be high. If you need to install a valve stem, you'll be able to do it at that time, the way I look at it from my experience in the water industry. I'm going to be right up front, and I've talked to Joe Cobbs about this, our attorney, you know, what's all involved and whatnot. As far as ways of paying for this, yes, we have a line of credit. Yes, we can take out a loan and pay for it. Yes, it is going to cost us 7% interest every year. A special assessment would cost everybody $20 a lot.
A month?
No,
A year.
one-time fee, one time, $20. Now, I'm from Hidden Valley, okay? So I say, why do I want to pay $20 a lot for something over at Sugar Valley? Well, our lake was made by the same people. Our lake has the same exact pipe in it. Our lake pipe is going to deteriorate and fall to pot sometime too. Granted, our dam is not classified by the state as a high hazard dam, which Sugar Valley is because it has housing below it. But in my way of looking at it, if we're going to do this, why would you want to pay, you know, an extra $30,000 in interest rather than getting it paid for and getting it done, move on?
So $20 per lot?
$20 per lot.
Cool, okay.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, up front, if the board, and I mean, this is just Dave talking, okay? This isn't the board, this is just Dave talking. Up front, if the board approves it, well then, we will use our line of credit to pay for it. But then we will need the people to go out and say, okay, yeah, we're gonna have this special meeting, we have to have 20%?
Yes.
Isn't that right?
20% of the.
20% of the members present to vote, or 20% of the members vote on it, and it has to pass. And once it passes, then we can assess the special assessment. It probably wouldn't happen for another year. But anyway, that's Dave's way of thinking.
Can we do extra fundraisers on top of that?
Pardon me?
Can we do extra fundraisers on top of that?
Well, sure,
Extra
sure,
money, set
sure.
up different venues that can bring money in.
As it stands, it would be about a year process to get the additional assessment put
I'm
on.
just running through a scenario here so that everybody knows what I'm thinking anyway, so that,
So Dave, if we're on board with that, what about the ones that haven't paid their dues in so long?
it'll be added to their dues.
And when do you start to make some sort of action towards that?
We are in the process.
We already have,
Okay.
Yes,
I'm just asking.
the past due assessments is not an issue at this point.
The other way I
That's being handled.
Dave, the other way I look at that too, for us over here at this lake, you're paying $20 for over there, if something happens to this pipe over here, guess what?
You guys.
They're gonna pay $20 over there to help put our pipe in as well.
Well, that's why we're an HOA.
So, that was just.
So anyway, I mean, that's the scenario. The question is, does the board want to make a motion to accept, now that we know that the parts are included and the plug is included?
What's the total amount, Dave?
Well, the total amount for Meyer is $104,000.
They thought 5.
And then it could be up to another 5, so I would say you need to go 110. If you want to put a cap on it, say 120,000.
120. I make a motion that we approve the dam repairs at Sugar Valley Lake for $120,000.
Second.
Any discussion, guys?
What's our time frame of getting this done?
They want to get it done while the water's down, so I imagine they'll get after it
So immediately.
in the next 30 to 60 days.
I think my understanding is the longer we wait, the worse it's gonna get until we get to a point it can't be repaired. So-
Yeah, but if the water's at the top of the overflow, we won't be able to do it.
I have a quick question, I apologize. So is that already assessed in our dues that we received?
No.
So this is gonna be the separate thing that we're talking about?
Yeah,
the bucket that we wanted.
Yeah, no, we can't put a special assessment on unless you, the people, vote for it. The board cannot assess that.
I just want
What the board is doing now is taking the financing to pay for the dam repairs. We will figure out the
We
back end
will use
of
our
it.
line of credit that we already have established at the bank and pay for that. We'll be making payments every month. We'll put it on a 5-year payout plan, and we'll be making payments on that to pay it off.
So can we not take off the loan and just do the special assessment bucket for the members?
You're not gonna be able to get it done in time to
The
match.
problem is we could be a year or more out on the special assessment.
We gotta do
need
it
to
while
fix
the water's
dam now.
down in the lake. I mean, this is the
Okay.
perfect time to do it. I mean, it's the best time to get the dam inspection done. They told us 5 years ago when we first had the first inspection that, hey, you guys need to pay attention to this, you ought to be thinking about this. And this was the first time that we was actually able to get, we actually sent a guy down inside the vertical pipe, and then they sent a camera up inside the horizontal pipe, and took videos of it and everything so they could see what they was after. The vertical pipe will be lined with kind of like a concrete type material. The horizontal pipe will be lined with it's called a, I forget the special name now,
Thermoform, PVC.
Thermoform. They put this liner in it and they heat it up, and it actually adheres to the pipe and swells out and seals everything up. And they will also replace our 12-inch valve. That's the reason we have the drawdown valve, and that's the reason we have to have the divers to dive down into the lake. They air up a bag inside the 12-inch pipe, plug it off so the water don't flood them out while they're down inside the vertical pipe, changing out the valve.
What's the life expectancy of that? Or it would be?
Another 40 years.
Oh, cool, I'll be dead by then.
Yeah, me too. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Okay. Good work getting that. Good work. Okay, I need an executive session for at least 5 minutes.
Dave, I just want to make a note.
No, I'm sorry, I skipped you.
That's fine.
New committee, Dave Zala.
At the last board meeting, we approved a new committee formation. The sign-up will be in January. That is to go over our current rules and regulations, bring them in line with what the covenants restrictions say. There's some discrepancies in there. So I was just giving notice to Hidden Valley that that committee has been approved, and we will sign up for that in January, and that will be one committee for both lakes.
When can we start?
Annual meeting.
Annual meeting.
At the meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Dave.
No, that's all I
I apologize.
Need more information on how to sign up?
There'll be sign-up sheets on the table there at the annual meeting. Sign up there, and then the board has to approve all committee members.
What about Facebook?
What about
Are you posted on Facebook to sign up, or?
it? No.
No, the committees aren't posted. Those are all in-house at the annual meeting. That's just following the guidelines of all the committees we have.
Executive session, I move we have an executive session, let's say 10 minutes for legal action.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll be back in less than 10.
Meeting come back to order, please. We don't have any business out of executive session, right? Darren Wilson. Darren's here to speak on the special meeting that was had in Mound City.
Can I hand these out to you guys?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Got some cheaters, so I can read this. I need bigger font. I need bigger font.
You need glasses there.
Yeah, it worked for me. So I can't see to read this. I'm Darren Wilson. I'm here as a member of Sugar Valley. I'm here as, I would say, a spokesperson for most of these people in here. I'm not here to cause a riff. I'm not here to make demands. That's not me. I'm here to hopefully resolve some issues from both sides, from the board side, if there is any, and from a member standpoint. I do, and I'm not gonna read all this, I'm just gonna touch base on it. I've given everybody copies. If anybody wants a copy of the questions that I gave to the board, I'll be more than happy to email them to you, or I can make copies that you can pick up from me.
I need a couple of extra copies for Steve and Corey that's not here, please.
Yeah, where is that? I know you said Steve's sick, what's wrong with Corey?
Corey's out of town on business. He's in Tampa.
Oh, that's a sweet rub.
Yeah, on business.
But still.
Okay.
So, some of the questions, the special meeting was not a secret meeting. We posted it on Facebook. We didn't have it at the clubhouse because it was $100. I got Bunker Hill for $35. That's why it was off-site. So, I guess some of the questions that came up is like the architectural committee. Do they meet the people that come out, or do they meet with the person that applies for a building permit or a fencing permit or anything like that? I probably understand that you guys aren't going to answer any of these questions tonight. I'm happy that you're not. I want you to take this home. I want you to go over them. I would like, if I could, to be able to come back in a month to the next meeting and get answers on this. It's just the fact that there's so much that's unclear on like nuisance, rules and regulations, which you guys have said that there's not clarity on some of that. Let me see what else. Some people don't understand the $50 fee for the campers. I understand it. Me personally, I don't agree with it. You've got a storage shed that's or a storage lot that where people used to keep those. It's unsecured. Things have gotten stolen out of that. If we're keeping them on our own lot, why do we have to pay for that? And I'm just asking, I'm not here, I just want a dialogue between the board and the members so we can understand. And if there's rules and regulations that we don't understand and you can give us clarity to that, I think that will resolve a lot of the yap, and the in here yelling at each other, and that's one of the reasons why I stepped up and said I would speak on the behalf of the members so we could get clarity, because there's some stuff that I don't understand, and I read rules and regulations, that's my job. Security's a big issue. I think there's $30,000 or $36,000 in the budget for security, and correct me if I'm wrong. I've taken it upon myself to check on pricing for gates. To me, gates are a good idea. It's private roads anyway. We need to keep the public off those roads. If we had gates, there's cameras at those gates. We see anybody and everybody that goes in and out. Like theft. If there's theft, you either see them leaving, and if you don't see people leaving, more than likely the theft is coming within our communities. I propose a special assessment for that. We talked about it at the special meeting we had. A lot of people is in favor. Like I said, I do have pricing for those gates. It's not a firm price, but I'm willing to step up and do whatever I can as a member to help both sides of this. What I would like to see is everybody on the same side of the fence working for a common goal, and nobody ever jump back to the other side of the fence and say, well, this happened, this happened. A lot of the nuisance stuff, I know that there's been people come to the office and ask for a list of those I call them nuisances because that's in my job realm. In the codes part, like I asked, if the architectural committee meets these people, I know that people have come in and asked for a list of those codes, not to be nosy, but to go help these people resolve this stuff. I mean, is there a reason why that it's not public knowledge? And when it comes to codes, I know that you guys have a hearing or whatever it's called after the regular meeting. Why isn't that open to everybody? I know if we have codes court in the county, it's public knowledge. Everything is public knowledge with that, and that's one of my questions, the difference between a government and HOA. Maybe I don't understand it, and I'm willing to learn about it. I was going to run for the open board position. I was told I couldn't because it was a conflict of interest with my job. So I want you guys to really look at these questions. Please take them serious. And if I could be asked to come back in a month, I know that's the members' meeting. I don't understand. No?
We have a regular meeting before that.
If I could be asked to come back and be put on the agenda for that meeting and get clarification of this, like I said, I'm not here to cause a rift. I'm here to maybe solve a problem between the association and the members so that we can work for a common goal. That's pretty much all I've got. Like I said, I could have read this.
Darren, do you ask them the one question us members want to know, the very first question we had discussed?
They don't have to answer that.
Okay.
I'm sorry to tell you that, but they don't have to answer that question. So that the HOA has put this board in place, and I'm not defending this board. Well, maybe a little, and maybe not. But anyway, sorry. The HOA has voted this board in place.
Can I ask a question?
Hang on. And the board's in place to handle day-to-day business, and they've hired management to handle day-to-day business. It's not their position to answer every single question at these board meetings. So with that being said, I apologize to the majority of you for that answer, but that's from a legal standpoint. There's nothing, if they refuse to answer a question, they have a right to. But on the other side of the fence, at some point, I think that question has to be answered.
I agree.
So it may not be this meeting, it may not be the next meeting, but eventually we will get that answer. So, like I said, I apologize that they're not answering questions, they don't have to. I didn't expect them to answer questions. And really, I appreciate that they didn't answer them because they got time to read these questions that I have, time to think about it, time for them to meet if they want to meet in executive session sometime and answer these questions. And I think they're willing to answer the questions, to give clarity to us that we can come to a resolution and move forward. So with that being said, that's all I've got. I appreciate your time for hearing me out.
Well, as the board, we appreciate all of you coming and expressing concerns and opinions. As you know, we've approved a new committee to go over the rules and regulations part. I know that this is extended on beyond that, and there's probably going to be another committee expressed to go beyond the rules and regulations. But we will, at this time, continue to enforce the rules that we have in place, and
you'll see.
And as new rules come up, they'll be, enforced as well. Now, at this time, you knew that this was going to happen. Darren and I talked yesterday, so I'd like for you to talk on the county level as far as Lynn County. One thing that I did ask Darren yesterday when we met, just for the crowd's knowledge, I did ask him, out of all the people that was at this meeting, how many was Sugar Valley, how many was Hidden Valley, just for curiosity's sake, and 100% was Sugar Valley, correct?
As far as I know, because I don't know everybody that was there.
The only other question I had, was there any, and this may play a part in the election or may not, was there any new people that was applying for the new position there at the meeting?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Well, I mean, just say 1, 2, 3, or?
As far as I know,
And we sent it to the Sugar Valley page and you didn't.
Stop. Let him talk. This is part of the problem. Please, this is part of the problem.
Okay, now, I would like to ask you, I know in Lynn County's getting ready to change their zoning regulations.
Okay, I'm going to say this.
And as a zoning regulator, I'd like for you to speak.
I'm going to say this. Now, I'm not here as a member. I'm here on behalf of Lynn County as the Planning and Zoning Director and Codes Enforcement Officer. Matter of fact, I'm in a hurry because the Planning and Zoning Board is meeting right now. We've hired an attorney, or we've hired a company, he actually happens to be an attorney, to rewrite the zoning and subdivision regulations for Lynn County. Long process, there's going to be change. We're rewriting the regulations. One, they're not clearly read. There's discrepancies in them. There's a lot of gray area. We want to rewrite those to give more clarity to things. We are going to write regulations for the lake communities separate from the county. I don't know exactly what those will look like right now. I came to a meeting actually here at Hidden Valley a couple months ago and handed out a policy letter from Lynn County saying this is what we'll do in your community and this is all we're going to do in your community because of the HOA. And the HOA agreed to that, they understand it. With that being said, now we're going to write regulations specifically for the lake communities. Not really to give us more jurisdiction in there and to enforce rules, but to clarify zoning stuff, some rules, to give us more authority than what that policy letter gave. With that being said, meaning that instead of all of you paying for codes, the HOA codes, because right now, the only strength that they have is if somebody's in violation and refuses to come into violation, the only recourse that the HOA has is to sue civilly. When they sue civilly, they hire an attorney, they take their attorney to court, and they spend our money to do that. That's just the way it is. What we want to do as a county is take that burden off these HOAs, because the county, one, has more bite. We're a government. We have more teeth in it. We can pass down bigger fines. We can, if it comes to it, we can put people in jail for not complying. We can abate properties. There's a lot of things that we can do that an HOA can't. But what that does is it takes the HOA from having to sue these people civilly, and that money goes back into the community. There's more money for roads, more money for street signs, whatever it may be. So the county is trying to, or is going to get more involved. I can't tell you at what depth, but the county will get more involved to take some of that burden off the HOAs, to be able to put more money back into the HOAs.
How long before all that's going to happen?
We are in the middle of it. We're having a meeting tonight about it. It will probably take 3 to 4 more months. It is a process. If you look at our zoning regs and our subdivision regs, it looks about that big. And it's a chore to get through all that. There's a lot of legal, a lot of law, a lot of cans and cans, but we're trying to simplify it so the communities can understand it. Like I said, we're gonna do stuff for the lake communities. Lynn County right now is looking at growth. The biggest, and I spent all day today and last month driving the company that we hired to rewrite these zoning regulations, drove them around the county into the lake communities. So he understands that the big thing for Lynn County right now is growth. And the biggest places for growth is the lake communities. The subdivision's already set, it's already plotted, it's already, everything's in place. Infrastructure, Sugar Valley has more infrastructure than what Tanglewood does. Lake Chaparral, Holiday Lakes, they got a long way to go. As far as infrastructure, like I said, we've got water at Sugar Valley, a golf course, clubhouse. We've got more amenities to draw these people, but it's going to take some work on the HOA's part and from the county, one, to get these places cleaned up. Is the county going to come in and fix your roads? No. That's just not going to happen because of the HOA. That's why the HOA is in place. It says it in the bylaws that the HOA is in charge of the roads. So the county can't do anything about that.
When you say amenities, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you say that the HOA and that has amenities out here. My question is, the really only amenity that we are given is the beach. Because if we want to put our boat on the lake that is supposed to be an amenity, we have to pay a fee to get a sticker on our boat.
But nobody from outside the lake can get on that lake.
That's
Well, but I'm saying that this is an amenity. Amenities are supposed to be given to you. The golf course is an amenity, but we have to pay to play golf.
And
The
anybody
swimming
can golf on
pool
that golf
is an amenity, but we have to pay to swim.
I understand that, but if somebody moves into Sugar Valley, they get a discounted rate to play golf. If somebody from outside of Sugar Valley cannot prove that they're a member, they pay more to play golf. So there's amenities there, whether it costs you or not, there's still an amenity there, whether it's the swimming pool, the golf course, a boat ramp. Those are amenities that the HOA provides.
Those
in the handbook.
I'm sorry.
I apologize.
Please stop interrupting, please.
Sorry.
No, you're very polite, thank you. I understand what you're saying, but those are amenities. And they'll read, and like I said, I'm happy to give my phone number. I'll give anybody a copy of this. A lot of these questions are asked in here.
Okay, I wasn't there, so.
And I think if they look at it open-mindedly, that I think we're gonna get a lot of answers. I'll be the middleman. I'm happy to do it, because I know it gets frustrating
You're gonna
trying
be
to
the
talk
money
to
man,
them
is that what you
sometimes.
said?
What?
Money man, is that what you said?
Middleman.
I could
At
get-
least it didn't say anything.
I'm telling Darcy.
So as, from the county standpoint, we want to see these lake communities succeed because it helps the county. Right now, the county's in a big struggle right now of trying to get businesses. Well, if businesses come, there's no place to live. If people come to live, there's no place to work. So right now, we're fighting a double-edged sword, and we're trying to resolve that with different things that I can't speak on.
Okay.
But I'm happy to give my phone number. Anybody can call me. If I don't answer, I will return your phone call. If you've got questions for the board, I'm happy to ask those questions, and I would greatly appreciate it if, like I said, next month I can come back and maybe get some resolution. It may not make me happy, but guess what? If we can all play by the same rules, and you guys enforce the same rules, that's all I'm looking for. And I think that's all they're looking for, because I think there's a lot of, you can't do this, but over here it's allowed, and why is it allowed? And we don't get an answer, and there's just all this going on, and I think it could be clarified with.
Well, and then it puts the community against each other as well, not just against you guys, but then it puts the rest of the community at each other's throat. And we need to be together, not fight.
You got anything else, Gary?
That's all I got, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I hate to speak and run, but I got to.
Thank you.
Is this going to be Lynn County or
This-
Morgan County? Or, I'm just asking you, when you get ready to do whatever you do.
Lynn County only. We don't have. Right, now as far as the HOA, it includes Hidden Valley and Sugar Valley. Because when I speak of the HOA, that's the HOA, Sugar Valley and Hidden Valley. And I'm happy to come pick up trash, I'm happy to go talk to anybody. And like I said, we're trying to take, from the county standpoint, we're trying to take some burden off them. I send Tracy emails constantly. She's probably like, I wish this guy would leave me alone. So that's where I'm at on both sides. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Oh, real quick, if you got pen and paper, my phone number is 913. 92, what is my number? 913-927. No, it's not. It's 913, that would be the, it's 913-925-7394. And my email is Darren, DARINW33@gmail.com. And like I said, I'm in the middle of these zoning regs. If I don't get back to you for a day or so, I'm just busy, and I do want to speak to all of you.
So can you just send an email and ask for a copy of that and just go on?
Yeah, I can email it to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. It's time for open forum. Again, you must be a member of good standing, dues paid up, no fines, blah, blah, blah. You have 2 minutes to speak your piece, and we'll go from there. State your name, where you're from. Go, Dave.
Okay, my name's David Plum, do, you got my dudes coming next year, you went and raised them all. Why can't we get these kids to win in these? Mr. Eastwood, I know you're a contractor, same as I used to be. So I know you can get replacement windows, okay? Take these windows out, put in replacement windows, if that's what you have to do. This window over here, get it low, whatever, you can order it. You know? I would volunteer my time, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll put the metal around the building, I've done several things over here, represent my time, but I'm not gonna do this. Surely this board, you guys represent this clubhouse, come on guys, fix it.
Thanks, Dave.
If materials can
Can I
be
speak
ordered,
to
I'd
that?
be
Can I
willing.
speak to this? The windows have been inspected, looked at by a contractor. Doors are so old, windows are so old, they do not make replacement parts for them anymore. Steve will be under a process probably now. That's why they're not being replaced. They've been looked at, the company out of Fort Scott, they looked at them.
On the windows, on the doors, but
On the doors.
the windows themselves,
They're supposed to.
they're not gonna do nothing? Okay.
They're gonna have to replace the whole, everything on them.
So are they a common size, or are they something special, or we're gonna have to
Don't
order
know
special?
about that, all I know was what Steve told me, that they were just so old that you just cannot get replacement parts for them.
Have you looked at them, Dave? Can you buy a window that'll fit that door, or that window hole?
I think I talked to Steve about this here before, you know, and he said that D&L, they're broke this window here when they tried to take it out. Okay, that window they said was the Anderson window, and he couldn't touch it. Okay? What's the big deal? We just go.
Can you find a window to fit that hole? Can you find a window that'll fit that hole?
Well, you're gonna have to do something. See that glass there falling down there? Well, we're gonna.
One at a time.
Dave.
Go ahead, Dave.
You can find a window to fit the hole.
Yeah, I will do that for you if you want me to do it.
Thank you.
I'll
I'd be willing to donate my time for free to come help install windows, whatever repairs need.
That's not a problem. The problem we're having is getting the windows to fit the holes.
Exactly. I'll help. I
that's
know
not
I'm
a
sure
motion.
about it, but I'll help try to find it.
Davy's got a question back there.
I'll get the measurements for you.
Yeah, last time it's easy.
What about the doors?
I don't know about the doors, I have to check this out, look at the marks. For,
We'd be
take
willing
me around, show me.
Huh? Yeah, okay, Tracy.
Okay.
Can we have maintenance come remove the old glass from the windows that are there?
We have maintenance?
I don't know if they're fixed.
I mean, just at least get rid of the broken glass. That's,
Is it still in there?
you can see it in that one right there.
The glass is
Okay.
still in there,
Yeah.
the pieces still laying inside.
But the broken glass is still there. I mean, the big,
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still there.
all they picked up was the broken pieces. Can we get somebody over here to pick the glass up, take the glass out of the frames?
That's not a problem. Just
Pardon me?
Just glass on that, so I can do that. I can order the glass myself.
Thanks, Shannon.
Done deal.
Thank you.
Shannon,
Thank you,
I actually,
Shannon.
I'll come help.
Done deal.
Thanks, Shannon.
Julia Clark, Sugar Valley. Got my pool back, you guys. I don't want to see people having to pay to swim. I've been a member since '86. And you ought to know my name and everything that I want. Goodbye.
Thank you. Next.
Next meeting.
I just want to follow up with the pool thing.
Name?
Sherry. Yeah, there's 3 Sherry here. And,
What's the
but
last name?
I had Alan Brand. Whoever had that. Me. I did. Okay, yeah,
Sure,
Alan
sure.
Brand. And, my thing with the pool paying, it's like, I have 6 grandkids. They come and they want to go to the pool. I'm like, not going. I'm not paying. Well, we went for 4, and they paid, we swam for free. I mean, I spent a fortune in that concession, You spend a fortune in it. And it's like, now there's nothing, because I'm not taking them, I'm not spending $30 to take my grandkids there. And that's just, I mean, I just am wondering, have somebody think about the concession part and the pool, because you're losing all that concession money. By charging for the pool, that's.
It's been discussed.
Oh.
Sheridan, one of the questions for Darren.
It's been discussed.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Okay, thank you.
Next.
Shelley Collins, Sugar Valley Lake. So I just have a couple questions, I'll just say them all, you can answer as you feel. First question, I missed a couple meetings, work's been crazy. So I'm curious, don't quote me on dates, but I swear it was just a little over a year ago, I was at the clubhouse in Sugar Valley when the new register was delivered. So if I missed something, I apologize. But I was at the clubhouse last week when the FedEx delivery gentleman came in, and he told all of us sitting in there, we have to have an ID over 21 because there are thousands of dollars in this box. So I'm curious how much money we spent on a register for the clubhouse that wasn't even a year old, maybe a little over a year old, and new tablets for all the employees. So I'm curious about that. Another question I am curious about is, I noticed on the budget report, you guys are saying that we are under what the expected budget was for the year, so I'm curious, of course, like everyone else is, why a friend of mine is going through a car dealership and going through repairs and will be contacting Sugar Valley with a broken axle from an 8.5-inch deep pothole because none of our roads are being addressed. And my third quick question is, I apologize, please don't take this personally, but as a property owner, I don't understand, like, our board members are always sitting up here at the table. What did I miss? Where all of a sudden, like, do I get to sit up there with you guys too? I'm curious as to where people who are not board members are sitting with the board. I know other organizations, committees, the counties, everything else. If you're not on that actual board, you wait, you present your reports. So no personal attack, please. I apologize.
We all have questions.
But there are questions.
What difference does it make?
All three.
It does. We didn't get notified as members. We have a right.
Our board members have always had.
Management and the board.
And guess what?
Have the right to hire, fire, and promote.
Did anybody get that out?
One at a time.
Sandy.
We don't vote on that.
My turn.
No, we don't.
So those are my three questions.
If you have questions about the manager and assistant manager and the attorney sitting up here, the board invited them to sit up here. Because they are a part of this business and this meeting.
And my question was previously thought of before the attorney was sitting here, because that's a first to me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't attacking anyone personally.
What's the first to you? We've always had an attorney sitting here if he could get here, even before Joe was here.
I apologize, like I said, I've missed some meetings. Like I previously nicely apologized. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah,
So register and tablets, what did we
okay,
say?
here, I'll answer that one. So Tracy can probably answer the cost of that, but I will tell you, our snack bar is $88,000 in the hole. And if you think the association should not make changes to fix why it's $88,000 in the hole, if that means ordering tablets that track inventory, that track labor, that takes care of those things to resolve $88,000, which could be rock, which could be all this other stuff we're talking about, the board has the right to make that decision.
But the tablets are going to all employees, which are
No.
already.
No.
You're being misinformed.
Let me address that, okay?
Thank you.
So, per clubhouse, we're gonna have one tablet, and that'll sit up at the register where you would normally order, whether it's here at this window or where you order at Sugar Valley. It is going to be attached to the drawer that comes with that system and a receipt printer that comes with that system. So for all the software, installation, menu update, training, and all that, it was $300 per clubhouse is what we spent on that. So with that, the credit card system that we were using prior is costing us more money. We're actually getting a discounted price switching to their system and their credit card. So overall, we're gonna save money there. We're also going to be able to track inventory, food cost, adjust our prices as needed. We're gonna have over 50 reports that we can pull from to look at and address issues. So we went ahead and moved forward with that because at $300, and in the future, it's really going to save or make us more than that $300.
You'll be able to buy,
And they just had a sign for it because of the equipment that it was.
you'll be able to get gift cards or whatever if you want to hand out to people or things like that as
That's what I
well.
was looking for, thank you.
Yes.
Next.
I knew it was going to register already.
Yes.
Sherry, Sugar Valley Lake. You know,
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
realize
ask.
Here, speak up, Sherry.
Sherry Nut.
Hey, the acoustics in here are shit.
They are. You know what I'm gonna ask you?
Go ahead.
Oh,
What are we
give it
doing
to
with the graveyard? We have the camper and boat graveyard. Are we making any progress on that? Are we just gonna let it sit there?
Not much progress, but Mike's still looking for avenues. Mike's been working on that, trying to get somebody to come in.
I haven't had a chance to get with West Recycling. They were my next option to get with. I've already,
We also have gotten questions as well. All right, and then the other question I wanted to ask, I'm trying to be nice about this. Am I gonna get to fish out of my lake this year? Are we gonna get to swim in it, or are you guys just gonna blow us off again? Because whatever you did to the lakes last year did nothing to our code. We could not fish, we could not swim. We had a friend on a paddleboard, and she got stuck in it and had to dig herself out.
Which lake are you on, Sherry?
7 Acre Lake. I didn't buy lots on the water to look at the moss and the pretty shit that's in it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you would've got the treatment that Hidden Valley got, you would've been ecstatic, because Hidden Valley got way too much and 9 Acre didn't get enough, so.
Well, I'm on
It's-
7 Acre.
it's 7 Acre.
And I would like to
It
see
did
something
get-
done with my lake, because this will
didn't
be 3 years.
Near enough.
It'll be the second year I won't be able to use it if you guys don't fix it.
Okay.
Thank you.
7 Acre.
7 Acre.
Was that treated? 7 Acres?
Yes.
Yeah. It was treated, but it didn't get hammered like Hidden
We had the
Valley.
little grassy stuff and
Yeah.
the beautiful neon green moss and then the trees out there. So
Well,
if somebody could do something about it.
It wasn't designed to treat.
It's not gonna kill trees,
It's a
dear.
vegetation only.
It's not gonna kill the vegetation?
It's not gonna kill trees.
Well, it's not trees, it's
It was trying, we was trying to kill the coontail was the main thing that everything was going after. But if you have milfoil, then that's a different treatment, so. We'll have to.
Yeah, it's.
Nail that.
What's in it? Can y'all fix it?
It's a work in progress.
It's work
Thank
in
you.
progress. Graveyard lake, okay.
Okay, thank you. Next. You got it.
For Sugar Valley. Just a couple, what does the HOA do for us? None of the roads are mowed on the sides, the dams ain't mowed. What actually do they do for the money that we pay? What is their job? What are they supposed to do?
Take care of
And just something to think about. Now, I live down in Sugar Valley. This is something to think about. The campers. Now, I wouldn't camp because I live here. But if I have a camper to go wherever I want to go to camp, I shouldn't have to pay $50 extra to keep it on my property.
Yeah.
Just something to think about, okay? And when you say, we're gonna have to get 20% of the people together to pass this assessment, or pass this deal, that would be a good time to fix some of this other stuff also.
If we got 20%.
A lot of that was put in place to figure out a way to get rid of some of this, of those junk campers and stuff whenever we first
You know who's
started
supposed to
that.
take care of that?
What's
You know
that?
you know who's supposed to take care of that?
The people that own them.
No. By all rights, the security is, look at the covenants. The security is supposed to check the lots, make sure they're on a level area, and put the sticker on the camper. That's the security's job. If he was doing that, he would be going around and catch all this trash that's all around.
Because there's a bunch of them out there.
There's a
We
lot of
know.
junk boats.
That was one time I always try to clean it up.
Does the security truck run?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
It hasn't been moved in 2 weeks. I mean, it hasn't been moved in 2 weeks.
From his house?
And, yeah, hadn't moved forward, backward at all. There's a cord laying right in front of the tire and it's been there for 2 weeks. Just so you know.
And also to add to his, when it comes up to that time, I know this affects me, I am about positive for everyone in the community, not one side or the other. So maybe an option, I apologize to those that might disagree. Just because people are on the upper side, doesn't mean that things should apply to them and shouldn't. So maybe the lower side should have the same rules, the same fees. You know, I have a camper on the lower side, I don't have to pay $50. Maybe.
Hey,
I
know,
I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm hurting myself here. I don't mind because I'm all about positive strides in the community. So maybe we think about also, hey, everyone on the lower side, I know it's camping lots, but it's according to Lynn County, you cannot live in a camper year-round, which I won't be anymore. But, so maybe if we were all paying the same permits that they are on the upper side, maybe they would feel more equivalent, because a lot of people on the upper side don't think it's fair. They're like, we have to pay, but you guys don't. So if we're paying as well, maybe it'll even out.
Why wouldn't they be the
Do
same?
you understand why the fee was even put in place?
No, I honestly don't.
Okay, cameras are not allowed on building lots after, what, October 1st?
Right, I know that.
Okay.
November 1st.
So, or November 1st, whichever. That was put in place so that you could store your camper there. Everybody was complaining that we cannot keep our camper on our lot. We cannot have our camper because it's on a, quote, building lot. I didn't write the rules and covenants or anything.
I know.
But we tried to find a way to make it to where you could keep a camper on a building lot legally.
And I get that.
And that's by buying a permit to keep it there during the winter months.
Instead of having.
During the summer months, it doesn't cost, a summer camping permit does not cost anything. But if you want to leave it there, where normally it would be illegal unless you buy a permit, we made a way so that you could do, we was trying to accommodate the people that want to store their campers on the lots.
And I get that.
Okay.
I was just thinking maybe
Thank
those of us on the lower side had to pay what they had to, they would feel more equivalent. Like, I feel like we should.
But you're on a camping.
You're on a camping lot.
But you're on a camping lot, our covenants allow you to have that.
Sandy, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
What?
You have fines, you cannot speak.
That's not fair. I have fines, well, you know what, let me just.
That you implement.
Let me just explain something to you.
That's not even in the handbook.
Let me.
You have to be in good standing, I'm sorry.
Let me you something, okay, I'm gonna address the lawyer. Okay, let me address the lawyer when I'm saying this. I looked up where it says unenforceable HOA rules. What happens when HOA rules are enforced consistently? Okay, what happens when HOA rules are not enforced consistently? If your HOA selectively enforces rules and seems to target only specific individuals or groups of people, These may be unenforceable rules, particularly when an HOA enforces rules only against a protected class of individuals. Again, that has to do with the Fair Housing Act, which I'm not one of those. If such selective enforcement is proven, then HOA discrimination charges. Okay, that has to do with
discrimination, let's just go there.
Simply, if a certain rule has been, similarly, if a certain rule has been in the HOA covenant for years, but not, but only just now being enforced, you could make a case against the rules. So in other words, two things. When you went after me with the tents, you didn't go after anybody else. So you selected me out. When you went after me with the fence, you did not go out anybody else after the fence. You just went after me.
They just agreed.
And that was, you selectively did one, that was against this unenforceable rule. And also, it's saying if rules have been around for years and you haven't enforced them, then you cannot enforce them. So in other words, Sandy, just wait a minute. You enforced a rule against me because somebody complained against me and put a complaint in, and you went out and you selected me instead of going after all the other people that had canvas tents and all the other people that had fences similar to mine. And if you look into the rules, there's nowhere in the rules that says you cannot have a canvas shed. There's nowhere in the rules that it says that I can't have a 4x4 welded fence in my yard. Or what's it called? 2x4. Says the wrong thing. So in other words, that, you find me, but that's not a fine that you can enforce. And the other thing is, legally they cannot.
They're not a municipality.
Just get a permit for one.
And then the other thing is, let me just go on with the other thing.
No, your 2 minutes is up.
No. Your rules say there's no
Sandy.
a $50 fine for either of those.
Sandy,
But I'm telling you, you're saying.
this is not a hearing.
We want to hear her saying that I cannot talk because I got a fine. Well, you illegally gave me a fine. And is that right?
No.
I'm asking a lawyer.
So how come you won't allow her to speak because she owns a fine, but you allowed me to?
Sure.
Isn't that singling out?
That is.
Isn't that?
Are you out of compliance?
Everyone on the board knows I am. I still owe a little bit, tiny bit of money for my
I
son.
didn't know that.
Sure.
But still,
So I'm
it
just
doesn't matter.
curious.
You find me and you can't find me. And anyway, if you look at your fines, there's nowhere that it says anything about my offense, or there's no fine for offense, or a fine for a shed. So I'm just telling you, I just don't understand why I'm being singled out for some reason, because somebody got upset with my daughter and son-in-law and came after us. And that's the bottom line. And I think that you're wrong in doing that because I feel like you're causing a rift within the community because I'm not one that's going to just roll up and die about it. I feel like if you're going to be fair, you're going to be fair across the board with everybody.
And we're all gonna.
And that's what I'm saying.
And us members are all gonna
Together and support her.
Back to Sugar Valley, I was gonna bring up a different topic, but now I'm kind of pissed about her situation. So, you guys came out and approved a building permit for me about 2 weeks ago with my same exact shed that she had, she got written up for, sitting right in front of the area that was supposed to be inspected. So again, to your point, why was I not penalized for having the same exact shed that she had put up right in front as a temporary storage, permanent storage? It doesn't really matter. It's been there for over a year.
Oh, wow. It's not fair.
So I can tell you now that when you guys are going around and inspecting these, you guys can come after me, that's fine. I've done everything by the books. From day one, from my house to my garage, nothing has been said. So why is she getting called out for the same shit that I'm doing? They're all over the lake. They're literally all over the lake.
But she's not allowed.
And if you don't cave to them, they.
To me, it's all about the money. It's who, if I break the rule, it's not gonna be all paid, you know I'll pay. That's the thing that kind of.
We don't want any of you on the board anymore, we want you all on the board.
Shut up, and let other people talk, for God's sake.
It's just, it is.
All right.
Does that make sense?
One at a time, as you recognize, please.
Are those who have been lodged complaints against. So it really didn't matter. Steve would take into consideration the complaint list and put the priority where he saw priority. Yep. There was no priorities given, and we were penalized the same way. The offenses, we have this laundry list of things that we are addressing you tonight about. Everybody wants it public, and I'd love to have it public, but we're supposed to address the board tonight, and we were one of the couples, one of the families cherry-picked at the top of the list. Why? Because Steve has a family member who lodged complaints against us, so we were put at the top of the list as opposed to everyone else. My family's been here for 5 years with the same things on my property for the last 5 years. You know, sir, because you've been on my property. Everyone knows who I am. But we get put at the top of the list, she gets put at the top of the list. Who determines how the list is made?
Wow, sympathy goes.
Community, but we were.
We don't ever see answers.
It was about complaints.
So everything you guys are saying is.
Here's worth of complaints against us, and she's got relations with Steve, which is kind of conflict of interest, how she's on here to be on.
We're here tonight to make a statement about.
So everything you guys are saying is you don't like the codes enforcement now that they started enforcing codes.
No, we're saying, you're not enforcing it. You're enforcing those behavior.
One at a time.
I think it's good you're putting together a committee to work on this and clarify.
We have the committee coming,
And
okay?
there's some issues now, but that's kind of difficult at the point that you're at, where you already sent information out to people for offenses for this and not for that.
But the
And it's not
bylaws
clear, and it's not clarified.
You're not gonna get every one of them the first week though, you understand?
No, I completely understand.
We have to start somewhere. We have to
You
go
guys have all
from there.
spoken.
It's unfortunate that no one's upset because no one's on the list.
He has started.
Right. Can I have another minute?
What do you have, Matt?
So my question is, like with the campers and all that, who is actually inspecting this? Because I can tell you, you guys said that when the campers get inspected, which you know, all you guys know, that I keep tight. Everything I have is clean. Nobody came by and inspected my camper to make sure that my lot was clean, tidy, that there wasn't any trash out there. Same with building permits. Nobody shows up, they just work. So is that the building committee that's supposed to be going out there and inspecting the stuff? Because if that's the case, they're not doing it.
You mean inspecting after it's built?
No, in general, when we get permits for the camper, you said that they were gonna drive around the community, everybody that applied had to be approved, right? They'd give you your sticker. After approved.
I didn't say that, but that's
That
not
was the
supposed to
point.
work.
We got our sticker on point when we went up to the clubhouse table.
Okay.
Just here's your sticker. I thought that was kind of the point, was you guys were supposed to be driving around and inspecting these campers before approving these permits that we're filling out.
That is true.
That comes more to an administration side. That's not a question that the board is volunteer.
Okay, so we need to bring that up with, I guess, is my question.
Private management. Tracy, I know, is over. The question, the thing that I would be more specific on your point is, did we not start the photos, or have we not discussed that?
With the round of letters that I sent out, we did start that, and there is code.
So when you fill out your permits, you will have to provide a photo of the item that you're asking for the
Going
permit.
forward, because I thought.
It started with, we were gonna inspect lots. This year, we have, with the letters that went out with the assessments, it says that you now have to supply us a photo of the item that
You
you're
get a
trying
boat
to.
permit, or city permit, or camper
So can
permit.
anybody here vouch that?
I can vouch that that's in the letter that I got with my assessments.
Okay, so that clarifies the question, but I think there's more people than just me that was curious about that.
No, that's being resolved by some of that is being resolved by the photo side of it. Tracy, I do know, as you said, she said how many letters that she sent out about people that are in violation of that winter permit. So we are driving around. The association is doing things and taking steps. That camper permit was put in place as a, like Dave said, is a way to get campers to stay on those lots.
Right, and that was kind of.
That's a rule and a regulation that can be tweaked and kind of changed as we go along. It can go away.
Well, then everybody'd be in violation if they had a camper on a building lot.
Right, and well, my concern is I thought that the whole thing was you had to be approved before you get your sticker. My wife went up to fill out the permit, took it up there, and then just gave her a sticker.
There's been other issues.
My question was.
There's been a few.
There's been other issues and there's been winter permits revoked because of that.
We had problems with the counter help signing the manager's name and just getting permits out and different things like that. So
That was our concern, is that happening everywhere? Because.
no, it's work in progress.
Okay.
You got 100 campers up there in the lot?
Pardon me?
You got enough room for 100 campers up there in the lot?
Nice, a lot will be closed if you want to
Well, that's the benefits of having the permit. So you want to pay for storage in a secure storage lot.
To the people that have them, but yet you can't guarantee their safety.
We don't have to guarantee their safety, we have to.
When it's stolen, when we know how many people have lost their campers.
We provided you a storage location. You don't need the storage location now because we've given you the other access.
Red bylaws.
If we want to go to the bylaws, we'll just get rid of the camping thing and you can move your camper.
We can't do that, it's in the bylaws. We have to vote as members.
Okay,
Sandy.
hush. What is storage bill? We got security. Do we not? No. Okay, so, and they're not, going to tell me, we got security that we're paying for, and they get broken into, who's liable?
But then who's liable for my cabin that gets broken into? We have security. It's personal property. And so that's the difference.
Lake property. Your personal property is stored on your property.
But if
At your own risk.
At your own risk. You sign at your own risk. You do sign at your own risk.
Let's go back to something else. Let's get off deep in here too. You've been at my house. We talked about things. You've been at my house. We talked about things. Where's these things? Where's the solutions on this? That's been years ago, and I still don't see it.
This is a work. I mean, you have to understand that. We're running on budgets. And we don't have an unlimited supply of money. I wish we did. If you guys all want to vote on an increase of annual assessments, we can have all the rock we want. We can have we can go on and on about this. We are one of the lowest assessments of lake communities.
Why is it?
Well, because our rules and covenants. Because our covenants require us to only increase them at certain levels based off the CPI.
So I can understand
But that's the reason why we are. But we are, for what we provide, we are one of the lowest costing annual assessments for lake communities. And so when you're trying to do, we also offer golf course, swimming pool, things that other lake communities, that other communities don't offer. And so you have to.
Lost money for how many years? Can we get an itemized statement, please? We've all requested it. We want to know where our money's going.
So,
Sandy.
you have to and budget within the means of what we have. If we had double the assessments, we should be great. That's why we are where we are. I mean.
I have a question. Cindy Spiker, Sugar Valley Lake. From my understanding, the road grader that is out here at Sugar Valley Lake is leased. Is that correct?
No.
No, it's the same.
It's not leased?
As far as I know, it's not.
It's ours.
It's ours.
It's ours. Then how come it's never out? I was told by
Exactly.
past people that it was leased. But anyway,
No, it's not.
why is it not out on the road? And if he's only allowed so many hours a week,
He's not allowed that many hours, he's not working that many hours.
I know why.
Can you find help?
Yep.
Hell, I'll run the damn thing.
Oh, wow.
go apply for the job if you can handle it.
Just like,
I can handle it.
here's a news flash for you. Everybody knows how long Gerald's been gone. We haven't seen a road grader over at Hidden Valley since 3 months before Gerald passed.
And when we seen him at Sugar Valley Lake, he's got the blade up and he's in road.
I understand. I feel your pain.
And about ran me off the road. If that happens again, me and him are gonna have some tussles. I don't know who he is, but
Okay.
we need a road.
Are we about done?
No, the road grader was told he's not allowed to work more than 15 hours a week.
No, he
And I wrote
was
that
not
in,
told that.
I was told.
That's what Steve told me.
Back in the
It's
back.
exactly out of his mouth. 15 to 20 hours max is all he's allowed to work.
They're cutting hours.
Not that he's-
Crazy.
That is what Steve told us.
But we got a higher in the office.
Voice, straight from his
During
face.
school
This
hours.
is not hearsay.
Well, we got one more back to a lot of, for a lot of problems there.
But I have a question.
Get on a chair.
We're new.
Name?
Susie Gray and Sugar Valley and.
Thank you.
We're new and everybody's talking about bylaws and paper and they've got them. I just want to know where can
Online.
You can get it at the office or go online to sugarvalleyhiddenvalleylakes.com.
New people send us for,
They're on.
watch the buffer, we want to hang out, they come in and which part?
Wilson Island Racing. This one was Brandon West.
She could copy them when they buy property.
They would be the most correct.
Okay, that's all I want to thank you. Okay, I know that you say I can't talk, but can I say one thing?
No.
Clarify something.
No.
Tired of listening to you.
We're done. We need to move on. New business. Okay, we have the 2023 fee schedule. Somewhere in this pile.
Y'all ready for the next one?
This is,
This is the old
there's the old one, here's the
draft. There's only one I really question on that we may need to address with this.
Okay,
I left $1 for my coffee. Is that okay?
snack bar's closed. Snack bar's closed.
Well, I left $1.
Lack of help.
I left $1.
Bathhouse, explain this.
I'm not sure if that's upon talking to Dave, I'm not sure if that's what we can do. But I'm thinking that we need to increase it by a certain rate.
Currently it is
It's $10.
$10 per key.
But it's first time.
$10 per month charged up front. I'm not
Sorry, Dave, we
following.
can't hear you.
Well, I'm not following this, so I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't think that can be.
That one I'm not sure about, so.
Do you think since the kids that went in and messed up our bathroom and caused all the damage since they're gone, it'll live, do you think maybe you could go away from doing that key for the shower house?
No.
We can't do it over here.
Damn sure can't do it over here.
But it's a dual key, men and women can access each one, so no woman safe showering and no man is safe.
I mean, if they're open, what's your choice?
Damn sure wouldn't be safe either way.
If there was no lock.
It's dangerous.
But if there's no lock, how are you gonna secure it anyway? It's not.
Your mouth ain't gonna shut up long enough to be raped.
Well, let's, so what are we doing?
I'm just speaking on currently showers.
I agree. They are public restrooms. I mean, there's city parks, there's places all over the place. I haven't been involved in that one. I have no idea. I've talked to Tracy anything about that based off of these fee schedules. I don't know where that's gonna be. We can try, we can see what we figure out.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
You guys, that's how the board works.
Okay, bathhouse keys right now, we're charging $10.
One-time fee.
First time for a key, $50 if you lose the key. $10 charge up front. Is that a year?
Yes. No, it's a one-time fee.
One-time fee.
And the reason we did that is the keys that we had made are not duplicatable. So they can't take that key and take it somewhere else and get it duplicated.
Okay.
So that's why the cost of that key is the way it is.
So we want to keep it the same, or?
I wouldn't change it. I mean.
Okay. Boats.
So what did we do on the bathhouse? Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay.
Boats, proposed, no motor. Basically, we're
Raising it
looking,
all the way around for all.
$5
but
increase.
the lost key on the gate is going from 50 to 75?
Well, that was, that was putting it up here too.
Okay,
But
so
since that's
leave
staying,
that at
one
50?
would be nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
Get rid of that one.
So,
That first time key's the same thing. That's the same
proposed
thing
boat
here.
fees
Yeah.
for the following year, no motor
And
is 15, trolling motor is 20, up to 100 horse is 50. Basically, they all went up $5, okay? Over 100 is 60, personal watercraft is 65, first time key is 15.
How can we keep just the people that have the stickers on the lake? Is there any way that we can?
Yeah, run them off.
If everybody would keep the darn gate closed and locked, instead of leaving it open.
It has to. The gate is an issue.
People
leave it
put the
unlocked.
boat in, they'll leave the gate open for their buddies that's bringing the boat in.
I go by it regularly. Every time I see the gate open, I close it. And I lock it.
I've been chewed out because we pulled our boat out and we locked the gate, so we're trying to get in.
What about the
I mean,
gate that was proposed last year? The new gate that has the, it was proposed last year. I watched the meeting.
With the cylinder lock and all that.
Yes. Any luck on that?
The
Or
card
we need
gate,
to address
basically.
other more important things maybe first.
Yeah, money got spent.
And I think, Tracy, most of these are because of the increase of the sticker fees, is that?
Yeah, it's just an increase of everything in general.
Where's somebody a clarification of, I'm boat shopping at the moment. Where can we get a clarification of what boats are allowed on our lake? Because we've
Go
seen
ask
some
for a boat
boats
permit and it'll.
They're in the boating regulations.
Rules and regulations for the boats.
Yeah.
But we've seen boats that pass those regulations that have an actual Sugar Valley sticker. And you know what the employees told us, and I wish they were still here, because that's one of the things that we're here for, is they said, well, we were told, as long as they provide insurance and proof, we're not supposed to ask about motor size or length.
No, they have to ask about motor size so they know what to charge.
And why are those on the lake that aren't permitted?
Now, if they go above the length, you're going by the honesty of the customer, and people know that you're not supposed to have over 21-foot boat.
So that.
I've got a 21-foot boat.
So that.
You know, it may be a 24-foot scooter, I don't know. The girls at the office don't know, but if they get caught, if the right person catches, then, you know.
That's what sucks is
But
you get up just on.
it's just like building permits. If you get a building permit to build a cedar picket fence and you go out and build a wire fence that's not allowed, okay, yeah, you did get an approved permit, but you didn't build the appropriate fence, so yes, you're gonna get a letter.
And like the architectural committee said. we can't.
You know, the architect.
And that's where the board is stepping in and doing
Permit, but
enforcement.
it's up to the honesty of the customer, patron, whatever you wanna call them.
So what
do it.
have we thought about maybe having people, have we thought about maybe like people like me, when I come in to get my sticker for my boat, have we have maybe saying you have to put your boat on your trailer, bring it to the clubhouse.
A photo.
Now you have to have photos of it.
Now you have to have a photo.
Okay, thank you.
What do we do if we see them out there?
Every year you register, you have to have a photo.
Every time you come get a permit for boat, camper, whatever. you
Have a photo
to have
attached.
a Photo of
So I
it.
can take a photo of any other boat?
If you're gonna be dishonest, sure.
I'm not saying I would, I'm saying other people.
You said if I'm going
Really?
Okay, we need to move on.
So maybe bring the boats to the clubhouse and have them
Well,
approved.
you know, if you don't think something looks right or the boat shouldn't be here, you know, you can,
Report it?
you can report it. Yes.
You can bring it.
I've already,
Email it to.
One at a time, please.
I was asking if electronic photo.
Yeah, you can email it in. Okay, golf cart, this rental.
Yes, this is the rental.
Okay, it's 14, staying at 14. Golf cart,
He's wanting to change it
18 to 18, but our
to per
rent,
person instead of per cart.
Oh, it's per person instead of per cart.
Steve is wanting to raise it.
because
to.
our cart rental from our rental supply company has doubled this year.
And we've called the surrounding golf courses, and that is how they operate.
they're doing it per person.
If you're having two people in the cart,
paying
it's gonna be $28
Yes.
a cart rental.
Yep.
Instead of 14. So it's 14 per person instead of 14 per car.
Per car, yeah, okay.
So do we take a picture if we see somebody out there that shouldn't
Yes.
be and give it to?
You can send it to the,
We did that last year.
you can send it to them. If it doesn't work, send it to a board member. That's
Okay.
all you have to do.
We had boats.
Okay, thank you.
And you can email it to me.
So we're on golf carts.
Listen up, we're hearing you. We're not there yet, but listen up, Delita, we're hearing you.
We're hearing you, Gloria.
Listen up. Listen up, this is for you. Pool.
Yes.
Cool.
Daily fees member this year was $3. Proposed to drop it to $1. Daily fees guest, $5, dropping that to $3. Annual fees individual was 55, or 50, cut that to 25. And annual fees family was 75, gonna cut that to 50.
And, so,
And, listen,
and,
pool snack bar special, buy any basket, get into pool free of charge at time of purchase.
Okay.
Okay?
There you go, Jolita.
One person per basket purchased, must be a member or a guest accompanied by a member. Okay?
So, if it's me, my son, my 2 grandkids, 4 of us, we gotta buy 4 baskets, or 1 basket?
4.
It would be 4.
Four.
But even if one of them split it, like say kids are small, then one of them's gonna get in free and your other one's gonna be $1.
$1.
Or,
So-
yes, $3.
So here, I got,
One at a time, but please. We cannot have a meeting like this, one at a time.
let me ask, can I say something?
Yes,
Why are we doing the dollar thing? Why don't we just drop it? It's $1. It's causing a lot of confusion
Maybe
for the members, just for the members. The $3 guest will leave it play.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so part of the snack bar thing was trying to increase snack bar sales.
I think you're gonna increase your snack bar sales anyway if you don't charge them to come into that pool. They already stated that
But
earlier.
you gotta keep track of the people that are coming into the pool, so that makes.
Well, that doesn't make-
House and get your black bracelet.
You can bring them in, I mean,
Sorry, Dave.
See what I'm saying?
well, they should have to check into before they go swimming anyway. I mean,
So what you're saying is keep the guest rate
just keep the guest
Drop
rate
the
at $3,
members.
that's fine. But I think as members, that you charge them $1, it's just pissing everybody off for $1.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm with you on that. I mean, you're right, it's $1.
I agree.
But, okay, back up.
Can I come at
Why-
it from a different angle?
Why are you gonna have?
You would get rid of the annual fees.
fees individual and annual fees family if you're gonna drop the daily?
Well, and
Hello?
can I come at it at a different angle too? And it's not that I am opposed to dropping the $1, but we've had a lot of, in the past, people with their grandkids and they're members and their grandkids are not, okay? With this pool snack bar special and things like that, that's a way for them to eat and have their grandkid not pay that.
But they're still gonna pay money going to the snack bar.
I think you guys need to get rid of the whole damn thing.
But I mean, it would
It's in the Bible, hey, but.
Maybe grandfather.
Isn't
Anyone who owns property.
Isn't the.
One at a time, come on, guys.
Like I said, I'm
Are
not
you kids or adults?
I'm not opposed to the dropping it, but
The enforcement of who,
But the
like,
enforcement of who, so yes, so in this case, grandma's free, but grandma has 6 grandkids
yeah.
and they're not members, so now grandma's still paying same amount.
or grandma's not paying anything and
Right.
6 members are coming, or 6 people are using the pool.
But see, if you drop it, I mean, you don't have the annual fee.
Well, we have, I mean, we
I think
have.
we'll table it.
You gotta have.
Here's my,
State it is our right to use that. It is our amenity.
we have a right as a board to charge reasonable admission
And it's
for common properties.
free, and we paid for it as members.
We have a right as the board. We have a right as, we've gone over this over and over
Okay,
again.
so then, at this point, my suggestion would be to drop the fee for the members, drop the annual
I put your hand there.
the annual pass fees, because that won't be needed if members are using the facility and will just charge for the guests.
Can
Yep.
you just repeat kind of what you're trying to say, because we cannot hear with.
That's because you need to be sitting up here in that line.
Here with all the other costs going on in here, so we didn't hear anything that was said.
But
They're basically.
we're talking the pool fee,
Listen to the board for a minute, please.
pool fee.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, the question I have though is, how do we ensure that a guest is paying their admission into a pool?
Check in at the office, just like you said, just like
Or maybe
everything else.
in the
Check in the clubhouse.
Lock and come check in
Yeah,
at the office.
but you could bring somebody, that you could bring a guest, and you technically should pay for that person, even though you let them in the, it doesn't matter if there's gates or not, you let that person in. And so, how are we gonna ensure that you are gonna pay for that guest to pay for
They
that?
have to check in under that member's name.
I'm assuming if you pay your dues.
Yeah.
Russell Gray, Sugar Valley.
Thank you.
Suggestion for you. For individuals who are bringing guests to the pool, to ensure that they're paying guests to the pool, make them, we can get the Silver Valley.
I think we have armbands.
wristband.
That's what we currently use as
That
armbands.
way, you know your members, we know our members, those who were guests, say you had your grandchildren with you or something like that, those guests need to have a wristband to be able to utilize the facility.
Can we use a different color wristband
They're
for
for
guests?
daily, every day is a different
Every
color.
day is a different color.
So let's do this then. Let's drop the member fees for pools. We'll keep the guest fees. Everybody that swims will have to have an armband.
Are you gonna keep the guest fee at $5 or drop it to $3?
We can drop it to $3.
$3.
Yeah. Everybody has to have an armband that's in the swimming pool. If you're not, you will be asked to leave.
What's the member guest, or what's the member fee?
Free.
Free.
The upstanding members should be free.
Well, that's why you're doing the handbook.
Yeah. Members are free.
Years ago, that's what.
Members are
Good
free.
standing.
What about it,
Yes,
what
sir.
about
Yes,
it?
yes, sir.
Okay, like
Yeah,
3 or
yeah.
5 and under may be free.
For what?
No, we're
No, we're not gonna complicate it.
We're not out of
The member
contract.
that
We're not out of
members that
contract.
live on the property are free. Anybody you bring outside that doesn't live here does
They
not
might have
have
Saturday
So,
Okay, I just wanna make sure, 'cause that's the way I'm understanding.
guest only would be required to pay, or outside of a member of the association.
Whether you're a year or 55.
This one here.
This
Why
one
not?
too.
It's $3.
This is for, yeah. When you got seven printing and all of that.
It's $3.
Per guest, that's it.
So you want us to leave the snack bar?
Okay.
Bathroom deal? I mean,
Recreational vehicles. Recreational vehicles, again, just like the boats, going up $5 because of sticker prices. Golf cart, road use only is $15 now. All other recreational vehicles, going up to $30. Yeah, you're supposed to tag any of your,
I don't have it, I have it out here.
if you have an ATV, a four-wheeler, a side-by-side, a golf cart that you want to drive out on the road, you're supposed to have a sticker.
a sticker or a golf cart?
And your reason is to prove ownership and your insurance on it.
Okay.
That's the reason it's in play.
So basically, what we changed from this list is we draw the pool rates except for the guest to free. Lost keys for the boat and the bathhouse, instead of the proposed 75, it is still 50.
Yeah, done nothing.
Correct.
Nothing there, and then nothing with the bathhouse.
Yeah, bathhouse stayed the same.
So we
Yeah.
get 50 here.
Yeah.
I need a motion to approve,
Oh, I have one more question.
what?
Bathhouses, they're specifically stated in the handbook that they are for members and we shouldn't have to pay. I understand we have to pay for the key, and I'm absolutely okay with that. Can we maybe look into more security? I don't use them, but I know other people that do. They're not very safe.
Lock yourself in.
You can, but
You
then
can,
they can
somebody
come
has
behind you
keys.
and unlock it, and I know there's been
He lives there.
instances
Knock
down
shit out of
there
him if he's bugging.
where people have been kind of scared, okay? I'm coming from a domestic violence relationship, I can understand that, and I'm just speaking on behalf of some of those that do worry. I'm just bringing it to your attention, that's it.
I make a motion to approve these fees. As stated.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Who seconded?
Marcy. Okay, 2023 budget. Everybody had a chance to look over the budget? I hereby move to table the budget until next meeting due to I have too many questions for the manager that made out the budget.
You want a motion for that?
Second.
I moved it.
Well, then,
Second.
yeah.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Table to the next meeting. Other new business, I'm gonna bring up right now, next month, we are gonna start the meeting at 5:30 instead of 6:30.
Wait a minute, I lost my phone.
Oh, hell.
Get off until 5:30.
Hey, listen,
Would you let me finish?
We're gonna start the meeting at 5:30. We are gonna move immediately into executive session for 1 hour. We will not resume regular meeting until the regular start time at 6:30, okay? But when the announcement comes out, I know that y'all wanna know because you're interested in meetings. If you're there at 6:30, you're not gonna miss a thing.
Well, starting at 5:30, we're gonna miss something.
You're gonna miss the.
You're gonna miss it when you go in executive session, you're gonna start. Okay?
When's the annual meeting?
The fourth Saturday.
No, that's the annual meeting.
That's what she
Oh,
said.
I thought you said that's the next meeting.
Listen to me.
The next meeting is still the third Thursday.
Third Thursday for the regular board meeting, annual meeting is fourth Saturday.
Tune it out. Okay, committee reports.
I think everybody left.
Rec committee left.
I got one.
Okay, Earl?
Okay, Earl Cass, Hidden Valley Lakes.
Still got 2 board members.
That's after the chair.
I'm not gonna talk over anybody, please be quiet. Thank you. This year, we're getting ready to do 2023. One of the things we're gonna ask the board for is we're gonna do another restocking program. We have not restocked now in 3 years. We will get a hold of Doug Fish Farm and use their knowledge, and we'll see what they recommend that we put in here. We're gonna ask the board for $500, and then I will apply for donations from our place over here. We have a couple over at Sugar Valley that wants to start a Lakes Committee over there. We're gonna try to get with them, and maybe in the next meeting, find out who they are, see if we can get them started. Because if we're gonna stop lakes, we wanna see if Sugar Valley's interested too in stopping lakes and or ponds over there.
When would they be stocking?
It will probably be like the last year in May,
Last year in May?
like we did
Except
3 years
probably,
ago.
Last week of May, you mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
If it's probably, they said do it in December.
if we're gonna do crappie, then we're gonna have to table that till like December, because the last time we stopped crappie today, we had very poor survival rate. So we learned the hard way, unfortunately. So we're gonna ask over there, and then the other thing that I'm gonna ask for the board is the bottoms down here where everybody parks their boats and things like that. We asked for gravel, we did not get that this year. Get the mud holes took care of. And other than that, we'll see what we can do. And I will get back in touch with everybody. We'll get a hold of the people that sprayed the lakes and try to bring them back out to a reassessment and see what we got to do here.
He just lives up a
He lives up Payola, so it sounds like 7 Acre Lake didn't do very well, but that's why we need to get somebody from Sugar Valley on the Lakes Committee so they can be doing this and looking at this and getting the.
The $500 that you're gonna ask the board for, that's just for Hidden Valley, or is that for both lakes, or what?
No, it's just for.
Okay, so you haven't found out from Sugar Valley what they want yet?
Yeah, we're gonna try, like I said, we're gonna try to get a hold of these people, and maybe we can meet them.
Yeah.
I think I've got his name.
You can probably bring that to us next month then, and give us a total?
We're gonna try.
Give us a total on that?
If not, Mickey might have it at the annual meeting.
We can't take business like that at the annual
She
meeting.
can give you the written notes and things like that.
Okay, try to have it by the next
No,
meeting.
I will try to have it by then.
I won't be at the annual meeting, I'll be down now.
I can help out if you need any help.
Okay.
But that's all I've got, that's the direction we're trying to head, and like I said.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
You answered my question.
Okay.
Because what he was saying is, we need to do all about Hidden Valley. What about Sugar Valley?
He's on Hidden Valley Lake Committee. Sugar Valley doesn't have a lake committee at this point. He's been trying to get some people over there to get.
Yes, you do.
There was.
I did not know we didn't have one.
No, you don't have one.
What?
There was a couple that I talked to, and he was at a Saturday meeting, I think, that we had over there, and I was gonna get with him after the meeting, and then they left, and I never did get his name.
Okay.
And so.
We're gonna try to get.
Well, anyway,
I'm gonna have to try.
no, we need to get a lake committee over there, and I mean, we can kind of combine efforts. Yeah, okay. Any other committee reports? Anybody else available? Next, January. January. Okay.
Meeting adjourned.
I make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
I second.
Amen. All in favor?
Seconded.
By the way, I ask that y'all